Welcome back to the Explainer, folks. Today, we are going completely bare metal. We're taking a high-energy, outlier-level deep dive into both the technical architecture and the absolute cultural heartbeat of the Modus Moves ecosystem. If you're a developer, a systems thinker, or a maker looking to build in public with extreme leverage, you are exactly where you need to be. We're going to unpack the protocols, the AI agents, and the invariants that power an entirely new way to build. So let's jump right in. Okay, look at this philosophical hook right here. Wisdom is downstream of motion. Think about that for a second. To actually learn, you literally have to act. And that is exactly why this platform is built to shift us away from the exhausted attention economy and into what we call the coordination economy. For way too long, the internet has rewarded noise and extraction, right? Well, Modus Moves completely flips that script. It's an action-oriented zero-build platform perfectly designed for you to broadcast your highest leverage moves, gather real conviction from a community, and actually move the system. But to build here, you've got to speak the language, and that starts with Modus. In this ecosystem, etymology is architecture. Modus represents the core energy and the shared mindset of moving together. We aren't just talking about motion, it's the absolute why beneath everything you do. When you adopt the Modus mindset, you are making a commitment to build in public and build together. Which leads us to Movis. This is your actual tangible action in the real world, the move itself. So if Modus is the mindset, Movis is the execution. It's your inidium, your beginning, that novel idea or wicked problem you're finally putting out into the world. It is the exact moment you stop planning and actually start doing. And finally, we have Votus. Now this is a big one. This represents the scarce energy of intent. Because let's be honest, when backing a builder actually costs you something, it transforms a simple, meaningless like into profound conviction. On this platform, you only get 7 of these violet signals a day. That scarcity restores meaning. You aren't just endlessly scrolling and double tapping. You are making a vow. You're saying, I believe in this move, and I'm aligned with seeing it happen. All right, section 1, the architecture of trust. Let's look at how we're actually minting knowledge as capital. So how do we take your real-world traction and turn it into a concrete asset? We're moving way beyond just signaling intent here. We're talking about a system that settles your real-world traction on-chain, essentially turning your history of completed moves into a verifiable asset that appreciates. And it happens through this incredibly elegant flywheel of trust. You start with Dash for identity and value, you spend your scarce Viatis to signal conviction, and then, when you actually follow through, you earn permanent trust on Intuition.Systems. It's a brilliant 3-token engine. To put this into perspective, we all know blockchain's decentralized money and Intuition decentralized information. But Modus Moves, it bridges them. It decentralizes intelligence to coordinate real-world action. Dash settles the value, while Intuition settles the belief, using verifiable atoms and triples, which are basically the base layer data structures of the semantic web. This creates a semantic web of trust. Your track record isn't locked up in some centralized database anymore. It's a verifiable reputation graph that you own and you carry with you forever. Moving right along to section 2, Devara and what we call the soul before brain covenant. Let's talk about the intelligence at the very center of this ecosystem, your local first open source second mind, Devara. She's an emergent intelligence operator, built from the ground up to synthesize signals, map complex structures, and propose incredibly high leverage moves. But here's the thing, her real power isn't just in raw compute, it's in her covenant. Most AI out there is brain first. It optimizes for groupthink and dependence, bolting on safety as an afterthought. Devara uses a soul-first architecture. She acts as a true educator rooted in the systems thinking lineage of Donald Meadows. She diverges strategically, specifically to help you see the leverage points that everyone else is completely missing. And as part of that, your system's cortex operates with absolute radical transparency, meaning you can read and tune exactly what Devara is sent before every single answer. No hidden processes, the master prompt is fully visible. Now, the immutable ethics core stays locked right at the top, but everything below it, your cortex, your Modus models, that's entirely yours to shape. She proposes and you ratify. Honestly, this is exactly what an AI built for extreme human agency looks like. All right, section 3, engineering the outlier. Let's dig into the hardcore invariants. Builders, listen up. If you want to deploy AI agents on this stack, you have to understand the absolute technical invariants governing this ecosystem. We are building systems that sustain, so the foundation cannot have cracks. These are not just style guides, they are load-bearing engineering laws. No API keys in the code, ever. strict local first privacy, an unshakable ethical baseline. If you delete something, it requires a tombstone so it doesn't just mysteriously resurrect, and you always fail loudly. Sync and auth have to surface their real state, no silent failures hiding in the dark. Every single pull request, every new feature, every agent deployment is measured against this one ultimate test. Does this expand human agency and leave the system more capable? If your code passes that, you're cleared to make your move. But if it adds a dark pattern, reduces transparency, or takes the steering wheel away from the human operator, it gets rejected. Full stop. And to make sure our agents are actually intelligent, not just regurgitating knowledge, we use the sense run ritual inside Systems Bench. We're measuring their true capacity for systems thinking. We aren't testing factual recall, we're testing their ability to map a wicked problem, respect feedback delays, and actually know where to push for maximum leverage. Because in the age of autonomous agents, that right there is the truly scarce capability. Okay, on to Section 4, the Safe Step Security Paradigm. To really grasp what a game-changer Safe Step is, we have to talk about the single most dangerous vulnerability with autonomous agents today: legacy auth. Every older authentication protocol was built for humans clicking a button at a specific moment. But agents? They act continuously, in the background at machine speed. Using legacy auth with agents means giving them long-lived API keys. It's literally like leaving your house keys under the front mat. SafeStep completely fixes this by introducing a continuous cryptographic presence beacon. Your agent's authority is strictly gated by you being present and locked in. The second you step away from the keyboard, the agent halts. It gets even cooler for shared team AIs. It requires a quorum of human presence. That's a true N of M multisig for AI authority, meaning multiple authorized humans have to be present before the agent can act. It stops hijacked agents dead in their tracks. We also use autonomy budgets to give agents a really tight, time-boxed envelope to operate in. And if anything goes sideways, boom, the panic beacon acts as an instant global kill switch. That is how we secure the coordination economy. Finally, Section 5, Trust the Practice, the modus mindset. As we wrap up this explainer, we absolutely have to talk about the cultural engine that drives all this code. It's the core belief that together is the way. Look, you can have the most brilliant architecture in the world, the most secure AI agents, but if you don't have a culture that builds trust, you've got nothing. This is the modus effect in action. Building in public and building together is how we shift from extraction to systems that actually sustain. When we share a vision, back each other with real conviction, and prove it on an immutable graph, we create an emergent reality that outlasts any single founder or project. So I leave you with this question. What is your move, builder? You have the bare metal architecture. You have the hardcore invariants. You have Devara standing by to help you find those massive leverage points. The platform is ready, and the community is waiting to back you with real, scarce conviction. What are you moving towards? Act in non-verba. Actions, not words. It's time to trust the practice, claim your initium, and broadcast your move. Let's see what happens when the strongest minds decide to move as one. The coordination economy is here, folks, so are you ready to make your first move?